What it means to me, Beltane, I think it's possibly the most important day of the year because it's the day that the summer returns.
Like the sun doesn't have to fight the darkness out of the morning, we just have to welcome the light back in.
And I've got to say, it's one of the best expressions of anarchy that I've seen in any community that I've ever lived in.
Beltane is honouring the time of year that this is, that the land is becoming green and fertile and winter is gone, and it's honouring fertility and the joining of men and women together in joy and happiness, and about beauty and abundance and the prospect of a harvest, and that whatever else is happening in the world, nature just bursts forth at this time of year.
It's a great time for festivity and celebration. It's not just the one day, but it's a period of time where we all get together and celebrate life, really. And celebrate, the burgeoning of a new year and hopefully a good summer to come.
Tatomir and I'm Romanian. I'm living here in Somerset, but I'm doing my best to never lose an opportunity to participate as the Beltane festival, which means a lot for me because it's a celebration of the unity, of joy, of people being together, of new openings.
The month of May, when fairylands are playing, la 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 la.
My name's Dreow Bennett. I'm the presiding archdruid of Avalon. Beltane, the word's roots are effectively Gaelic Irish. The fire festival of the changing of the seasons from spring to summer. It's the celebration of the first day of summer and is symbolised by the marriage of the young, youthful oak god with the flower maiden. And through their union, the fertility of the land burgeons forth and crops and everything else is much fertile.
It's about green nature, it's about honouring the cycles of the world, it's about just connecting with something. And also, it's, that's the green part. Then there's the men part, which is men being together without any need for an explanation necessarily, just being blokes. We went and collected the tree. It was a living tree. It's now not. That was action. So that's what it's all about. It's about taking something and shaping it, and then creating something better. It's that movement. That's what male energy is about. It's about taking hold of another energy, shaping it, and then moving it forward to a different state. So getting involved in the Green Men it's just been very powerful, that side of it. Men coming together, going into the land, collecting a maypole, carrying it on their shoulders. It's a big pole, it's a heavy thing, and then planting it for the community to dance around. Otherwise it wouldn't get here. Otherwise we'd be dancing around a hole. Holes are all right, but this is union. There we are, look, maypole in a hole, danced around with love and support of the community.
Maypole is usually an ash. There's a bit of a tradition about oak and ash and thorn with the May, because at this time of year the oak and the ash are coming into leaf and coming into flower, and the old country saying is if it's oak before ash, we're in for a splash, we're in for a little bit of rain in the summer. If it's ash before oak, we're in for a soak, then it's going to be a soggy old old summer.
Of all the trees that grow so fair, old England to adorn, greater are none beneath the sun than oak and ash and thorn. Come along, hey, come along.
Primarily we meet down at the Market Cross as a community between 10 and 11 o'clock, and we start ceremony down there, call in the elements, welcome in the representative for the Oak King and the May Queen, our King and Queen of the May. And then we process with the maypole that we've collected the couple of days before to process up the high street, generally causing havoc with traffic, up to the two springs, at the White Spring and the Red Spring, where it's blessed with the waters. And then it's brought round here to this field, where we do more ceremony and maypole dancing and call the elements in and marry the oak and the may.
We're involved in setting up the ceremonial circle, calling in the spirits from the different directions. As well as calling things in from north, south, east and west, we also call in from, because it's, you know, we're honouring our ancestors here as well, so we call down to above, spirits below and within as well.
I'm here this year to take the role of the element of air.
Inspiration to bring in a new vision for the future, where community is the ideal and where love and peace and harmony light us the way. Spirits of air, spirits of the east, hail and welcome!
Up until now, the May Queen has been in the clutches of the Winter King, but tomorrow along comes the Summer King, yeah! Rising of the Kundalini energy, rising the sap in nature. We celebrate it by dancing the maypole, which is a huge, great erection. And yesterday women dug the hole for it. And whilst the men went out to cut the maypole, that was. And today we're going to be building the bower and the archway so that the participants who come tomorrow can have some blessings as they come through the archway. Then they'll go round in a circle and we'll all have a great time together. We'll all be merrymaking, and I think that tomorrow we're going to have mead and cake.
May you never hunger! And may you chew properly!
They also make a wreath which crowns at the top of the maypole, which represents the divine feminine principle and the sovereignty of land. And the ribbons are all connected to that wreath, and red and white ribbons, and then they're danced around the pole. In theory, the red ones anti-clockwise and the white ribbons clockwise, but it all gets a bit chaotic in the end. With this sort of folk dancing, it always does get messy.
A branch of May I have brought to you this day, and at your door it stands. It is but a sprout, but it's well budded out. It will bloom in all your lands. Awake, awake, for that thou's sake. Awake and you shall see.
It symbolizes that union of the two sides within oneself as well, bringing in the new things, bringing in the light, and of course in the natural aspect of it, when you have everything being born again from the earth, you also have that same union. You know, the earth is being born again because the sun is coming back, and that is the queen receiving the sun back into her life again.
I mean, the funny thing is that there is only one thing that exists everywhere. And so we humans have become accustomed to thinking that we're separate, as if we're goldfish pretending to be dry in a fishbowl that's filled with water. And the truth is that as much as you think you're dry and separate, it's not true. So there's no getting away from the fact that we're all an integrated part of the same thing.
And I do enjoy joining in with this and all the people that come from all over the world to come and join us here on this bit of land to celebrate that. You know, it's an ancient ritual, and here we are doing our own made-up modern version of it, and I love it. I love it. And this year I was Earth. I've been other things, but yeah. So that's it, really.
Beltane for me in Glastonbury. It's about this bit here primarily. It's about what's happening now, which is the people just enjoying themselves in a community, having not talked to these people before. People from all over the world and our own community just suddenly just having all the barriers drop down, relaxed, open, friendly, in a field, getting drunk, stoned maybe, you know, having fun, maybe meeting your future wife, which has happened here over the years. People have said, I met my current girlfriend and we're just getting married this year. So, you know, proper that kind of community magic.
Is it all right with your girlfriend now?
No, not yet. No. I bought 640 doors.
Are you married or are you courting?
And it pulls in an extraordinary number of people from around the country and from around the world. People come in from all over the world to celebrate Beltane here.
So yeah, it's a great time of year and great to be part of these celebrations of the local community.
I think the most special thing for being involved from the beginning of these kind of stuff is the way that it's currently comes together, which is in a completely anarchistic state. And I've got to say, it's one of the best expressions of anarchy that I've seen in any community that I've ever lived in. People just come together, put their own energy in. You know, there's no organisers, there's no funding, there's no council or town council support really, apart from like, you know, get on with it, and people like Denny coming and taking part. But there's, you know, we just get on with it. We don't ask permission necessarily. We don't need to cut the roads. We just do what we do, because that's what Glastonbury does best when it's working at its best. Is this, you know, community enjoying themselves, organising themselves, policing themselves, actually looking after themselves without any need for support from a hierarchy. So for me, that's what it's about, wild and free, and that's what I've been shouting about today. You know, this is the blessings of wild and free people, which we've got here in the Avalonian state. One day, the free Avalonian state.
I like it so much, I split myself in two this year, and I painted the other half of me green all last night, and I'd like to bring my other half in, and this is my other half, and together we make a perfect unit, a green candidate and a green man. So he doesn't say very much, but what does it mean to you, my other half?
It means getting green and voting green, but really what it means is make hay while the sun shines. That's what it is.
There you go. What more can I say?
Glastonbury is a very important town for me because it has so many things and so many attractions. For example, the Tor, the Abbey, the Chalice Well. These are all universal treasures. So I would like to close this small talk with saying may peace prevail on earth, in Romanian as well, fie pace pe pământ, and happy Beltane. Happy Beltane to all of you.
What I feel coming up inside me when it's Beltane is a whole kind of, it's not just summer, spring and summer around me. I kind of feel it in, you know, feel more alive, feel more awakened, feel more inspired. And I feel like I'm kind of picking that up from nature, because the greenery is all coming out, the flowers are all coming out, and I feel that really has a good good effect on people. It really has a good effect on your mind, on your spirit.
It's the spiritual home of Britain, the alternative place where people can practice whatever spirituality fits in their life, depending on what works. So it's the end of the monolithic religions, and I believe the new way of spirituality is whatever you believe is true, as long as you've got a connection to the divine. And as such, Glastonbury, it represents a lot in the hearts and minds of the people of this country. And it's somehow more than the mythology, more than the place, more than the festival. It's got something that we know means something without being able to put words on it.
Something very nice about celebrating this time of year in much the same way as our ancestors may have done for many thousands of years.